Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Basically Sisters podcast. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Natalia.
Happy
Happy
Monday.
Monday.
It's been a minute. We were on a little spring break vibe.
Yeah, we were. Oh, that's a good way of putting it. A spring break.
Yeah,
Yeah. Much needed break. I know we always say that every time we take a break, but
it's
I just
true.
feel like March was a lot. And like we were really pumping out episodes, and it was just getting to a point where like we couldn't even keep up with ourselves. So
Yeah.
we need a little
So,
bit of break. And we don't like to put out. Ash was really making some content though for the Instagram. So I hope you guys check that out at
period.
least.
Yeah,
More to come too.
exactly. Yeah. We're back on. We back
We're
on May
back.
1st. Happy
Yeah.
happy
Oh
May.
my gosh, it's May. Oh, May 1st. Yeah, you're right. When it drops, May 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy May. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's good to be back. Feels good to like be back recording.
I
How
know.
many weeks have we? Has it been
It's only been
3?
like, no, it's been like 2, I think.
Okay. Yeah, but we're back with some episodes. Again, we don't really like to put out like half-ass content. I know we've said that before, but like some weeks is just really, really hard to record and put out. And I know that's what comes with being a content creator, if you want to call us a content creator.
Ow. Okay.
Um,
Titles.
yeah. And I think like I don't know, I just feel like I don't want to put out something just because we feel like we have to, I want it
Yeah.
to come from like who we are as people and not like low energy. So I feel like we need a little bit of time to one get ourselves together. Um and yeah, now we're here. It's Saturday for us. So happy Saturday to us while we're recording this
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Facts.
We both got a little bit of a casual vibe going.
Yeah,
Some
if you're
hoodies and
watching
crew
on the
necks.
YouTube, hoodies and crew necks, baby. It's giving Saturday morning
Saturday
vibes.
morning. I was like, do I want to put something I'm like, it's Saturday morning. I want to go with chill vibes.
Yeah,
And it's
I'm trying to
raining
be
outside.
comfy. Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
just want to be
raining, it's
cozy inside.
cold,
It's cold.
gloomy.
Yeah, it's not.
So
I got my I got my tea here.
I got my water in my
I will be
my
sipping.
big old Hydro flask. Also, this has a huge dent. Shout out to everybody that's had a Hydro flask because child. And if it's not dented, you should be proud of yourself because I've had this for
I
a
don't think
decent amount of
mine's.
time.
They're really good at not getting
Yours
dented.
yours has to be
Yeah, mine's
dented.
dented. Mine's
Okay.
dented for sure. No, but I'm
Mine
saying
fell down my like it literally dropped and then rolled down my whole driveway. I'm like, all right, enough. I almost cried. I was like, no. But it's all
yeah, I
right.
know it's sad because they're expensive, but honestly, like they're better quality than some other bottles because other bottles will dent a lot faster
I
compared to the
agree.
Hydro flasks.
I agree.
But
I'm shocked at the dent that it made. Like it was just it's a very small
yeah, they're
dent
small dent.
for
They're
it
really
being
good
dropped
quality.
on, a driveway and rolling down, the
I'm
whole
weak.
driveway. But anyway, how have you been? I feel
I've
like
been
me and Natalia have been in constant
Yeah, we've
communication,
been in constant
which is
communication.
rare. We usually,
Yeah,
we'll talk to each other here and there, but recently it's been this break.
this break was a lot on some people. But yeah, I've been okay. Life just happening.
Yeah,
Happens to the best of us sometimes.
agreed.
I'm just gonna leave it on that. Maybe another episode
Yeah, she'll
we'll
unpack.
dive in.
We'll unpack.
Maybe
Maybe
I'll
later in the
unpack
year. Later in the
later in the
year.
year. Maybe
Maybe
not. I don't
Q4.
know.
Maybe Q4.
Maybe
Not now. Too soon.
not now. Yeah, but I'm almost like kind of back to like, sometimes we have these like dips and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think just giving yourself grace, to give yourself the time you need, whatever you need. And yeah, I'm kind of coming back to myself. But yeah, shout out to Ash. Ash has been a real one the past like 2 weeks. Cause yeah, I've been talking to her almost every day.
Almost every
FaceTime.
day,
We're
multiple
talking long
times.
calls, multiple
Yeah.
times. Yeah, but yeah, I've been doing okay. I'm excited for
Life
warm weather.
isn't. Yeah, warm weather, but life isn't always, sunshine and rainbows.
Oh yeah,
So
no. Without the lows, there's no highs. So I think
exactly. You don't
And
appreciate the highs.
exactly, and I think that's sometimes what happens when you're in a low. You're like, "Oh my god, like I just want to get out of this so bad." But like some if you were just stagnant, like you'd I saw that thing, it's like if you didn't have ups and downs like on a heart monitor, you would be dead. You know how it's like
Hmm.
flatline? Like it
Yeah.
happens with life. Like there's ups, there's downs, there's like little mini ups, little mini downs, like bad downs, really good. Like it just happens, and I think just giving yourself grace and time and what you need, taking care of your body and just like I don't know, not being hard on yourself because that's the worst thing you can do when you're like really in that position. But
I
yeah,
agree.
anyways, but other than that, how have you been? I know
Yeah,
you've been busy.
I've been a busy bee. Um, I had my first outdoor event as a vendor for, Perfectly Poured, my candles. If y'all haven't shopped Perfectly Poured yet, go ahead. We might be running a little Mother's Day sale soon. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's coming up. That's like in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, you know, candles are pretty solid gift to get. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to do my own horn. I'm just saying that's a good gift. But yeah, I did
And
that
Ashley's
event.
candles are really good. So I'm not saying
Thank
that
you.
just being biased, but
Thank
they're
you.
really good quality.
I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of lessons learned from that event. Good and bad. It went great, honestly. I did way better than I thought I was gonna. I didn't know what to expect at all. Um, so I did. It exceeded my expectations, and it was like a smaller event too. And it definitely surpassed my expectations. So yeah, it was a great time.
Mhm.
Um, I talked to a lot of people, made some networked a little, with the other vendors and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, and my problem, and it's not really a problem, but every time I do, and every time I've only done two so far, like events. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna support the other businesses. So I always like if I don't buy anything, I'll just ask for like a business card and like connect with them that way, or I'll like buy something. So I bought a good amount of stuff from
Okay.
the from the other vendors.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so yeah, it was nice. It was a good time. Um,
I'm glad.
got a lot of I don't know. It was just so like well received. Like I don't know
Mhm.
why I get like surprised that people like really like
Mhm.
my candles and stuff, but just like watching people interact with my candles and like their reactions to like the names and the scents and
Mhm.
stuff like that. I That's like my favorite part. So yeah, I don't know. It kind of gave me a nice little push like, oh, I'm doing a good job,
Mhm.
People, it's a quality product and it's a
Yeah.
marketable product. So yeah, I've been
Nice.
working on
Good
that. I
for
had
you.
to work on a business plan for this thing that I'm doing, child. I'm not even gonna go into details, but just know that took me out. It took me out. But it's all right. We're back.
It's
It's
okay.
okay. But other than that, yeah, that's really about it. It's been mostly like the business stuff that I've been working on.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, we're gonna integrate the pod back into the routine, so I'll be even
Yeah.
busier. But that's fine. At least it's things that I love to do. So
That's nice.
yeah, it's been going good. I wish the weather was gonna be better for the next, because I realized also that the weather genuinely impacts my productivity, which I wish it didn't. But if it's like dark and gloomy, like I just want to be in my bed chilling, like watching something. The past couple days, I've given myself grace because it was last week was prepping for the event, then doing the event, and then I had the business plan. I had it. It was due Wednesday, so I was
Mhm.
working on that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the past couple days, I kind of just been like, all right, let me just rest and calm down, and just
Yeah.
take time. But yeah, I wish the weather was gonna be better, but you know what? I think it's because it'll be May 1st, and in my head, like a new month is always like really it's a new day is a
Mhm.
chance for new opportunity. But when it's a new month, I always feel like okay, I'd like to reflect on what I've done this month and then move forward. So come Monday, I'll be back in the swing of things, hopefully. But yeah,
Okay.
that's all that's been happening for me, honestly. Just
Busy with
working.
your businesses. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's good though.
that and
Nice.
chatting to you.
Yeah, literally.
We've been locked in.
We've been locked in. When we say basically sisters, we literally mean
Literally.
basically sisters
Y'all don't
because
want to see the call log. Y'all don't want to see the
no,
call.
you don't want to see the call log.
But it's fine. I mean, that's what I'm here for. That's what you're here for me too. Like,
Yeah,
if we're going
exactly.
through
Yeah.
something, like, we'll drop anything for each
Yeah.
other. So
No, exactly.
sometimes that's just, you're just in that
Yeah,
phase of life where
exactly.
you're going through it. And that's why I'm here. So we locked
Hmm.
in.
Yeah, we no, we are for sure. I think that's like the thing about me and Ash is like we'll go through periods where we're just both so busy, but like either like we're both just doing really well, like, and we don't need to check in like every
Yeah.
day or like we'll literally there's weeks where we just only record the podcast,
Facts.
which is okay. It's not like me questioning like, oh my gosh, like I'm
Are we
losing my
still
like.
friends?
Are we still? No, that's never the case. I'm like, I know we're either just busy or like when the time's right, like it's
Yeah.
we still chat. Like we don't go that long. But then there's times where
Yeah.
it's like one of us is like going through it and like
Yeah. Facts.
we talk all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's what a
Or
friend
we just have
no,
time too,
or we
you
just
know?
have time to be like, oh, you want to FaceTime tonight? Like whatever.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, that's just how our dynamic is. But anyways, speaking of friendships, let's get into this week's topic. I'm excited to talk about this topic because I feel like it's very applicable to a lot of people, especially our age and older.
Mhm.
And we're talking about adult friendships or making friendships as an adult because I feel like it's talked about, but not enough, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
how difficult it can be and how easy it can be to compare yourself to like certain people at different ages. Like, oh, some people have more friends than you, some people don't, but like, I don't know. I just feel like it's an important topic to talk about because I definitely struggle with it. Like, I know you've mentioned like it can definitely be hard
Mhm.
post college. But yeah, I guess like maybe let's just start with our experience like after college, like graduating and then kind of everyone doing their own thing. Like, how do you feel like friendships changed or like I mean, it's kind of also hard for us because we it was pandemic when we graduated,
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
it's a little bit like screwed like our data or like how we're living
Yeah.
at it. But in the same way, like how do you feel our friendships like? Do you think it was harder to make, or just what's your idea of friendships after college in general?
I think it's very difficult depending on your situation post college.
Okay.
So, I think if you're, maybe, I don't know, maybe for me it's different because I didn't necessarily go into like a corporate job or anything like
Hmm.
that, to wearing like there's like a whole cohort that just recently graduated and you guys are
Hmm.
all kind of around the same age, and then you guys could chit chat and things like that. I didn't really have that, so I really just focused on the friendships that I already had, which
Hmm.
for me, I think it's very difficult because I have such like solid friendships at this
Hmm.
point in my life, and I'm not saying that, oh, I don't need any more, but I always compare like these newer relationships to ones that are like I've had for a long period of time, or like are
Hmm.
very deep, meaningful friendships. So
Right.
that's the thing with me. Like, I don't need, I don't want to have friends just to say I have friends. Like, I want them to be meaningful friendships that, you pour into me, I pour into you type.
Right.
Not
I
just,
agree.
oh, yeah. And I get it. We all have like those friends where, they have their purpose, like, oh, we have those, if you want to have a good time, call these people. If you want to have a deep conversation, call these people. Like, I
Yeah.
get that, but I don't know. It's been difficult for me personally.
Hmm.
I don't necessarily think that I've really put myself out there to try to make new friends. I think now with the business I am,
Hmm.
which that's a positive, I guess.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I don't think I've really actively tried. So that, I guess my dad is corrupted as well because I didn't really put myself out there to try to make friends. So I don't know
Yeah.
what your situation like after, like grad school, like how
Hmm.
has that been for you? Even like probably in grad school too. It was probably
Yeah.
difficult, but because
Hmm.
it was the pandemic as well. So even
Right.
though you were in a situation where you were surrounded by people, quote unquote, you weren't really surrounded by them because it was all virtual. So it's not.
No,
I feel like
exactly. Yeah.
everyone was kind of living their own lives, going through their own trials and tribulations during that time. So how
Yeah.
difficult was it for you, like in grad school and
Um,
post grad?
I think I think it was really hard in grad school because I went from such a high in college. Like we had a lot of friends, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And we were always doing something every weekend. Like we were either going out, just chilling. Like it was so easy to connect with somebody or do something with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the hardest part when I went to grad school because one, it was the pandemic. So like you couldn't really do as much. Two, I was moved to a whole different city where I didn't really know anybody. So you kind of had to start from scratch. And like that on top of like not really being able to find your group of people very easily
Mm-hmm.
and the pandemic, like it was really hard. And I think once you start kind of getting into like a not like a negative mindset, like it's even harder for you to make friends because you're like, oh, maybe I just like don't need friends right now or something. Like,
Yeah.
which is never really true. Like, I don't think anyone should ever say I don't need friends because I feel like everyone needs some sort of like community. Like, we did a whole episode on how community and like people around you are really important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think that was kind of my thing in grad school. And then I eventually did make friends. But I think then post grad, I like I think now is where like I have friends, but I think now is I have more time now that I have like a normal life. Like not that the pandemic is over, but like it's kind of like everyone's kind of back to their normal lives,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm living in a city where I always wanted to be, and I like have a decent amount of good friends. I think now I'm just more noticing like how difficult it is to like have really good friends and make new friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because there's just a lot of factors to it, I feel like. And it's hard when all your friends live in different cities, like good friends, because
Yeah.
like you said, I don't really want to have a lot of friends. I want to have good quality friends. I
Yeah.
want to have people who really care about me. I really care about them. Like they show up for me. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's just us too, because we have a very high standard of like what we want as like friends. So maybe that's why we also like
Yeah.
don't have 5 billion friends.
Well, and
But
then you also got to look at, and I'm not saying this is everyone that has a lot of friends,
mhm,
but the quality of their relationship with their friends.
mhm,
You have to take that into consideration because I'm not saying you can't have a lot of friends and
mhm,
them those relationships be meaningful, but I don't think you can have a lot of friends, like a whole 100 friends,
mhm.
and you have a deep personal connection with every
Right.
single one.
I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying? Now, I'm
Mhm.
not saying every relationship, every friendship is going to be different, but I think definitely like the quality is what I focus on the most.
Me too.
And I think I've had so many friendships over the years where I've seen them, dissolve, fizzle out, even just because, not even because, we're not friends anymore, just because everyone has their own life, like especially people from high school, that we were friends with, you
Mhm.
know, some of those when we were cool in high school, we're still cool now, but I don't talk to you every day. I don't talk to you every
Right.
year, even, if I
Mhm.
see something good on your page, oh, good job, congrats or whatever, but
Mhm.
it's not like, oh, we're linking up. So I
No,
think I
exactly.
just have like solid friends now. And if you're not, if I can't see you as one of those solid friends as well, then it's just like, okay, like we're cool, but it is what it is. So I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. I'm just looking for more like meaningful friendships
Right.
rather than just, oh yeah, I'm friends with so many people. Like,
Right.
okay, but can
Yeah,
you
and I
call
think
on them? Like,
I think that has its like pros and cons too because I feel like sometimes when you know a lot of people, like you have more opportunities to do things.
100%,
Like you can get invited to more events or more parties that can connect you with like a lot of different things. So I
a
think
hundred
that
percent,
comes with its own pros. I think the cons is that sometimes you can feel a little bit like lonely in that because if
exactly,
you're trying to pour all of you into 5 billion different people, like it's very hard to create like meaningful
a hundred
connections.
percent, yeah,
For the most part, like I know some people who can really navigate it well. Like they have a lot of friends, they have like their close friends, like that they're just a social person. And I consider us like relatively social. I just feel like
I'd
we like
say.
to really pour a lot into like our good friends, and we have other friends too.
I think we're just really caring people
Caring, yeah, we're
to a
caring, and we're
fault. To a
to
fault
yeah
sometimes.
to a fault. I agree. Um, but yeah, I think so. I had to pull up some stats because me.
Oh boy. See, we
Um,
came back and some things just never change. You know what I'm
none,
saying? Oh,
we need
some
a
things
seg.
do change though. Some things do change. I got my nails done, y'all. It's
Oh yeah,
been a
Ash
minute.
got her nail. We both have our nails done at the same time. Look at
Look
us.
at us. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Cause y'all know me. I always have my nails done, but with the business and stuff, ciao. So I haven't
Outrage.
had my nails done since December. So some things do change. We back. But in a tie with the facts, yeah, that don't change.
Outrage.
That's
No,
that's
it does
still
not
here.
change. Okay, so the one article, like I was just kind of like doing research on like kind of the statistics on like adult friendships and like how it's changed and stuff.
Hmm.
So the name of this article, it's like Americans have fewer friends than ever before.
Damn.
So we're kind of in like a loneliness epidemic, which is kind of crazy because it says like with the US population numbering at least 33.6 million, you'd think we wouldn't suffer for like lack of people in our lives. That's
Literally.
true though, because we're surrounded like by so many people. I guess
Hmm.
depending on where you live too, like that's very dependent. But
Yeah.
so this was like a study done, I think it was in 2021 in all 50 states. It was above the people of 18 and up, which sometimes for me, I feel like adults for I don't consider like I guess 19 years are technically adults, but I'm considering more like 21, 22
I'm
plus.
thinking like post
More
grad
post
era
grad is more of what I'm
age.
thinking,
You
but
know.
still,
Yeah.
this study probably still relevant. So it found out that nearly 49% of Americans reportedly have fewer than three close friends. So this is a twofold increase from 1990, where like in 1990, less than like 27% had three close friends. So like now more people have less close friends. And then out of all that, like a 12% claim they have zero friends, which is like way higher than what the statistic was like back 20 years ago. Like not many people said that. To have zero friends is crazy. Like not like shaming anybody, but it's like
Yeah.
that to me is just like
That's it's more sad than anything. And
it
I'm
is
not trying to
sad. It's
throw a
sad.
pity party, but it is sad.
It is.
Like
It is
imagine
sad.
just having no friends. Like outside of your family, like you have no one that you could call on.
No, exactly. And I think it's different. Like people always talk about like the being single versus in a relationship. Like I think it's worse to not have friends than
I
to be
agree.
like
a hundred
single
percent.
than like I know everyone's like, oh, I'm single. Like I'm like, yeah, I guess that comes with its own thing, but like to not have any like community around you, like friends that you can really confide in, like I don't know,
Yeah.
it is kind of
Mm.
sad. And I guess it's mainly affected women, especially after the quarantine. So I guess like 59% of women said that they've lost contact with a lot of their friends or like they're not the same. So I find that interesting. I thought it would be the opposite. I thought it'd be more men affected.
See, I would expect it to be women because I feel like women I don't I'm just speaking as a woman. Okay?
Hmm.
So men put the claws away. But I think like for women a lot of times like when we connect it's like oh yeah we're gonna go get brunch or we're gonna go like do these like things together
Hmm.
and that like brings you closer, whereas like guys I feel like oh they're gonna go get a beer or they're gonna play video games, with each
Yeah,
other. So like that was a easier way for them to connect with their friends
I
during
agree.
the pandemic
Hmm.
versus women like oh if we want to go get our nails done,
We
like if
couldn't
that's
get it.
something that we would do together,
That is
that's
true.
something that's taken away now. Or we would go get our hair done or things like that, where you couldn't do that really in the pandemic
Hmm.
without all these, things
You're
that
right.
you would have to do prior and things stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I'm not shocked that women
I'm
have
not shocked now that I
lost.
think about it either. I think
Yeah,
the gaming one for sure though, because that is such a way for them. We've mentioned it like on this podcast before, like
yeah.
how gaming. Like I'm
We're
I'm
gonna be
jealous of that.
gamers. We're gonna be gamers. I'm not playing. I really want a PlayStation.
No, I think it's just fun to just connect with your friends in a fun way. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like,
Versus just
and
like
that's a great way why these guys like they didn't even have to leave the house and they were over here hanging out with their friends. Like I guess like FaceTime, like you can
exactly.
FaceTime your friends, but it's just like different than playing a
Yeah,
game.
like play a game, something lighthearted. Connect.
Yeah,
Work as a
connect, laugh.
team. Work as a team.
No,
on
exactly.
something,
Yeah.
together. So yeah, that's not really. It makes sense, honestly, that's
Yeah,
how it
no,
went.
I completely agree. I think it's crazy to me to think though that we're just increasingly becoming more lonely. And I think actually it's not really that crazy, but I think it's sad, like we said, because again, it's social media. It's that we're all
Exactly.
connected on technology.
We're connected via technology, not like in person anymore.
Right. Yeah. We're
Which
not looking
is
at like
it's a
meaningful
blessing and
connections.
it's a blessing and a curse though, because it's like, okay, I could text you guys, I could message you guys, I could send you guys things through TikTok and through group chat. So that's a blessing, because if you think about it, back probably what, in the, say we grew up in the 90s or something, right? And
Hmm.
all our friends are spread out. Like, I don't know if we would be as connected as we once were, like how we are now,
Hmm.
versus if we grew like if we were friends in the 90s and we didn't have these means of social
Right.
media to stay connected. But also, would it have forced us to actually make an effort even more
Right. I think,
back
yeah,
then?
that's a great point.
If we
Yeah.
were in the 90s and we didn't have social media, so we have to actively, like, oh yeah, this weekend, yeah,
We're
we're
hanging out. We're
we're
seeing each
hanging out
other.
and that's
Yeah.
it. Versus, I mean, I get life happens, but still, I'm just wondering, like, it's a blessing and a curse for the social media thing.
I agree.
So,
Yeah. I think it just, I don't know. It's sad. And I think I don't know. I'm always curious to like think like what it would be like if we were in that time and age because I always think like when we were kids, like we were kind of lucky that we did have a childhood without social media for
mhm,
and like technology, so we were kind of forced to like go outside, play with friends, like do these things, play dates,
exactly.
whatever. Like I don't know how it is for like the newer generation of children, but obviously that changed as we got older, you know.
Yeah.
Um
Well, I
but
think these statistics, it's just going to get worse, worse and worse, because I'm just seeing these iPad kids. They be connecting with their friends via technology from
no,
young,
exactly. Yeah.
especially with going through the pandemic, you know, as a kid. Imagine going through the pandemic as a kid. You're in kindergarten and you have no human interaction other than your parents, basically,
Mhm.
and like some days are virtual, like that. I don't know. I think it's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, I think it's just people are just going to get lonelier,
I agree. I think
which
that's even more sad to think about because I don't like that idea, you
I
know.
know.
I would
Exactly.
rather give up technology than like be lonely,
Yeah,
you know. I mean,
I'd
I feel
say.
like a lot of people would say that, but like I don't know. Anyway, so this other study I was reading was talking about how like a big reason why and I think like apart from technology, why adults struggle to make friends. Um so like one of the biggest like this quote it says sociologists have kind of identified that ingredients that need to be in place for us to make friends organically and they are continuously unplanned interaction and shared vulnerability. So, as we become adults, we have less and less environments where those ingredients are at play. So, like, we're not, like, for example, in school, we would continuously see the same type of, like, the same people all the time.
Hmm.
And also, I feel like when we were younger, we felt more like we don't protect ourselves as much. We were more vulnerable, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I
Like,
agree.
as adults, I feel like we have such a hard time sharing. I don't know,
Hmm.
becoming vulnerable. I think that's interesting. Um, and also like the constantly seeing people because I feel like at this age like if you're in the corporate world like you're only just seeing your coworkers every day, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, unless you like do some sort of activity, but like if you work from home nowadays like you're not seeing nobody, you know what I mean.
I.e. me. Yeah,
Well
I
you
mean,
I mean I work hybrid too and it's like so the days I work home like I didn't see one person today and
me.
like and it's like also like with coworkers it's like don't get me wrong like you can really hit it off with your coworkers but it's like sometimes like you now that that also feels forced like in some cases like I've heard like oh like I feel some people feel forced to just be friends with their coworkers because they're there, you
Yeah.
know. There's also like competition sometimes in the work environment like I don't really know if like coworker friends are great but I feel like you need friends outside of that, you know what I mean,
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
in my opinion at least
I
because
agree.
then it's like you have a hard time separating work and your
I
friends.
was just about to say that. Because
Yeah.
like then is it really like? Because I remember you were in a previous episode, you were talking about work life balance. Like
Hmm.
I feel like sometimes like the only thing that you can talk about is work with your coworkers, even if it's outside of work,
Yeah.
and like you just go on and we talk about everything that's going on at work and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like, is this is like more of a work friendship. It's not like,
No,
oh, I could
exactly.
call you, which I'm sure you probably can, but
Yeah.
I could call you and, chit chat
Right.
about my life.
No,
We're
exactly.
talking about work life and how we hate everyone.
Yeah. No, that's what my thing is, and it's like I feel like when we were coworkers, it was different because like our job was a joke, so like we would just like be
But the thing
laughing,
is, we were friends prior to the job,
and we were also friends
also.
prior to the job. That's true. So like we would just pop in
S-
work stories every once in a while, but like we had a
Exactly.
basis of a friendship. But yeah, I feel like if it's just work, it's also hard to really be vulnerable with your coworkers because they're your coworkers. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
they're like I don't know. Like I mean, sometimes you can share stuff like
But
sometimes like
it's also
coworkers.
like you're in that situation not by choice. Like you're around these people not by choice. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like these are people that you're kind of forced to be around.
Mhm.
So it's like, would I in regular everyday life want to even talk to you?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking to you because we're at work and
Mhm.
you seem cool, but I don't really know you outside
Mhm.
of the front that you put on for
Right.
work. Now, sometimes you could create like I've created great friendships from previous like jobs and things
Yeah.
like that where like we hang out at like we're still cool now. Like we go
Mhm.
hang out. It's no work talk because we both don't work there anymore, but like it's rare, but it is possible that you create these friendships. But
Mhm.
I feel like it's kind of difficult when it's like, is this just, especially probably like corporate world, like
Mhm.
people really do put on like a facade.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I really even know you?
I agree.
Or is this just an act?
Yeah, and it's like and if it doesn't work out, then it's kinda like weird because you still your they're still your coworker.
Exactly.
You know what
So
I
you're
mean? Like it's
forced to
like
be around them
you're
still.
forced like yeah, it's not really again, so you can meet some great coworker friends, like I definitely have and I
Yeah,
still
same.
do, but like it doesn't happen for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. And
and
it's
that's
rare.
that. And it is rare. Yeah, I agree. Um but yeah, anyway, so that was kind of the one thing they were saying. And I think the unplanned interaction, like I said, like the workplace is really the only place we can do that. 'Cause it's like, where
Hmm.
else are you like, unless you're doing the same thing every day? Like, well, I
Yeah.
think it's if you, the only way you can really do that is if you're in an activity. Like, if you're going to, like, you're in a sport every week, or you're in a class, or you're doing
Hmm.
yoga, like, you're running into the same people all the time. So that kind of like allows you to start breaking that wall of vulnerability.
And then also, those are events and things
Hmm.
that you are placing yourself in.
In,
You're
right.
not
So,
forced to be around those
exactly.
people.
Hmm.
So I think that's a great opportunity to create genuine friendships because
Hmm.
you want to be there, they want to be there, and then it's a mutual, it's over something that you both like, oh, a
Right.
sport or this
Hmm.
organization or this
Hmm.
passion project, whatever it is.
I agree.
So that, yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
we need to start doing more, child. We
No,
got
I
to go on
think
Facebook.
exactly like yeah, no, there's great ways. And I think that's also like so I think now let's more talk about tips on forming new friendships. I think now that we
Mhm.
kind of is there anything else you want to say about like the
But no, I don't have anything else other than it's hard as hell. Which
yeah.
again, I'm also not actively putting myself in environments that
Right. But
I
I think it's
genuinely want to be in.
right. Yeah. And that comes with work too. Like that's what I think it is. It just feels like hard work. You know what I mean? I feel like it's almost harder than dating in my opinion. Finding new
I'd
friends.
say.
I
I'd say
think it's
because you're
harder
not
than dating.
looking for anything romantic. I feel like it's more difficult to find someone where you both don't necessarily want anything from each other like that. Like
Right. Well, you
it's
just
like
want a connection and you want to be able to like
a
vibe.
platonic connection.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it is harder than dating.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know why. I think the vulnerability aspect is a big part of it though, because a lot of people have a hard time being vulnerable
Especially with
and
people that
they
like
don't
that
know.
they're not dating or like they don't know.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so here's some tips that the article is saying on like creating new friendships. And obviously like we can have our own tips too. I just want to state these first.
well, yeah, I'm gonna need these. Let me get my pen and paper.
Yeah. Literally. So the first one is to be intentional about making friends. Um, set up planned and regular interactions, which is interesting because like what does that mean? Set
I
up
think they.
planned.
I think that's like, oh, if I'm going to play tennis every day with this, not every day, but every week. Like
Right.
that's in my schedule. Like I'm gonna
That's
go
true.
play tennis and interact with people.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's
Regular.
probably like that.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
like, oh, I'm gonna go to Starbucks today and I'm gonna make a new friend. I don't think like that.
I wish people would make friends at Starbucks though, because I feel like there's so many people like you at Starbucks if you think about it.
I know. Well, it's
Like
just
that's
very
actually
interesting. Well, I actually like there's this one story, just quick digress, of Nipsey Hussle, one of my favorite rappers, R.I.P.
yeah.
But he went to Starbucks one time and he went with his daughter because his daughter wanted like the unicorn frappe or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he went inside, and while he was waiting to pick up the order, he saw this guy working on something on his laptop, and it was like moving his hand and like it would show up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And so Nipsey went up to him and started talking to him, asking him what he was doing and what all that stuff was. And then basically they ended up working together for his store, his marathon store. So like now his store is like a smart store. So like you could scan certain things, and the whole premise was so that, you know, you have to go to his store to get certain exclusive content and like exclusive music, but you could use your phone and scan, like the tag of the crew neck that you bought, and it'll give you certain like exclusive content. So like that's how they interact. That's how they met at a Starbucks. Cause he was being nosy and looking at his screen, and he's like, "What the hell is he doing? Like that's
Oh
kind of
my
cool. I
gosh.
want to
That
know."
is kind of cool.
So
Sometimes
maybe
there is I think there's a benefit to being nosy sometimes.
I agree.
I know some people are like, mind your business, like
Yeah,
there's time and a place, but like if you're just interested, like what are you doing there? Like
yeah. Well,
sometimes I'm genuinely curious. I'm like,
that's a
what
wild
are
thing to be doing at Starbucks, though.
yeah, no,
Just going like this and like it's on your screen.
no, that's true.
Like,
That's true. But like sometimes people be doing weird stuff in public and I'm genuinely like not out of like I'm nosy. Like
yeah,
not well,
just
obviously I'm nosy, but I'm not like
it's
don't
more
have bad
curiosity.
I'm just curious. I'm like, what are you up to over there? Like
Yeah,
I want to know. Maybe you could put me onto something because like
facts.
if we were more like that, like I don't
Well,
know.
we would be
'Cause
a superpower of the world.
no, we would if we were just asking questions like, "What are you like?" I'm just curious, you know, like,
Yeah.
and people not taking it personally, like, mind your business. It'd be different if like you're asking about their personal life,
I
like,
think it's also
"Oh,
we're
what
in New
was that
York
about?"
too. We're New
Yeah, New
Yorkers,
Yorkers are
so
very like, which
mind
is
your
not
business.
great, honestly. I don't like that culture of New York. I
It's
don't know.
good, but it's
Call
not
me.
good because sometimes it's like, okay, I'm gonna mind my business because
Well,
this
sometimes you
person
have
might
to mind your
swing.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah. New
exactly.
York, sometimes you literally have to mind your business, which I get, but sometimes it's like a little bit too much where it's like, all right, we're minding our business too much. Like we're not making any connections.
Exactly. 100%. Just
But
anti.
okay, let me read the next one. Okay, this one's a good one. Like assume that people already like you. I really like that one
I like
because
that.
I think that we go into like we can really get into our heads like what do they think about me? Like, oh, do they think I'm weird? Should I tone it back? Like if it's going to work out with a friend, it'll work out. You know what I mean? Like you and sometimes like you need to give people a few chances too because
Agreed.
I hate with that whole like oh no, first no, didn't like it. Like sometimes it really can take time.
Yeah, it can. It depends though.
With anybody too, with dating, with anybody. Like I feel
Yeah,
like we're
it
just so quick
depends.
to like, nope, we go off one feeling, nope, on to the next. Like, no, like sometimes you literally just need to give it time for
Yeah.
feelings to grow when
It's more
dating,
so for
feelings in
me.
friendship.
For me, I feel like it's more time for me to confirm if what I initially felt was right.
Yeah.
because for me, I feel like, and I feel like you as well, like we're very big energy people. Like when we meet someone, we could kind of feel the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and typically I'm not wrong about it. So it's
Yeah.
like I'll give you a couple more times because I'm
Mm-hmm.
understanding,
Yeah.
and I give people the benefit of the doubt a little too much sometimes, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, see, and then I'm like, oh, a couple times I met you. That first initial feeling I had was correct. So,
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree.
snip, snip.
Sometimes it does. But sometimes also people can change too. Like first impression they're great, and you realize who they actually are. It's like, okay,
Oh,
not for me.
yeah, that I
So it
feel
can
like
go
we've
both
experienced
ways.
that one more.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
think just having like emotional intelligence and like being able to kind of read a room, because sometimes people don't have that, and like I feel like we're pretty good at that for the most part, like being able to recognize like, oh, like are we being like, are we asking too many questions, like
yeah,
are we talking to, is it one side, like I feel like we're both really good at kind of like
yeah.
reading
Picking
an
up on that.
environment, right?
Yeah,
But I think like that's really great to just assume somebody likes you, because I used to have that issue when I was like younger. I still do. I'm like, does this person like not like me? Like I just think that like, do they hate me? Like not do they hate me, but like do they just not vibe with me? You
yeah.
know? And like then
I
you
don't
start
be
thinking,
caring though. I really
I
don't
think
care.
no, I think yeah, I think it depends on like the situation. Like if it's somebody random, I don't care. But if it's someone I'm consistently around, and I'm like, oh, like do they not like? I don't know, because
Okay,
some
that's
people
their
express
problem, not
right, no, but
mine.
some people express themselves differently.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
So,
agree.
but then I also have a serious face, so it's like some people probably think like, does
You
she like
have
me?
RBF.
I have RBF, so it's like sometimes I'm just vibing. I'm like, mm-hmm. And they're probably like, does she hate me? And I'm like, I
Literally,
don't.
stone face, bro. Natalia could be happy as hell, just stone face,
I'll be, no, not like that, not like that. I'm not like that. I'm not like
like
that.
the emoji, like the stone face emoji.
Stone face.
Just
Dead. I have RBF. I'm really sorry.
she'll be happy as hell to be there. That's the best part.
Everyone's like, "Are you good?" I almost hate when people ask me that too. Like, "Are you good?" I'm
Yeah, like
like,
just let
I'm
her be, bro.
great, thank you. Like now you're making me think. Is there something wrong? Like,
Yeah,
did I?
facts. Now, am I pissed? Let
Am
me
I? Yeah.
figure it
Then you.
out.
um, but yeah, that was I like that one a lot actually. Um, the next one's kind of dumb. Make the ask and get contact information when you connect with someone. That one's easy. Um,
If you know, one thing about me when I go out, this is a problem. I'm not trying to really. I shouldn't really. I mean, I do, but really should try harder in
mhm,
other situations to network. But
mhm.
I be networking when we go out. Give me a drink and I'm
At
out.
okay, that's a
One thing
fact.
about it, I'm getting their Instagram or social media. No,
Ash
I
will
don't
get
even know
anything.
your name.
The next
I
thing
can't
she's like, I
remember.
got 3 Instagrams. I don't know who. I'm like, I don't even remember you getting those Instagrams. Like, where
I
did
be
you get those?
chatting.
Like, she'll ask me, do you remember this person? I'm like, do not
No,
remember that person. Where did you talk to them?
like I don't know. We were chatting it up.
Sometimes I love that part about going out. Just genuinely, like, no ulterior motive.
Yeah,
Not trying to be your BFF, not trying to, like, if you're single, not trying to date you, just literally just connecting with somebody,
exactly.
just talking to them on a platonic way. Like, I find that
Love
one of
it.
the best parts about going out, because like you interact with so many interesting people. You never
Exactly.
know like who could impact you in some way.
A
You
hundred
never know.
percent.
Like you could meet somebody, they could freaking like you don't even know. They could impact your life. Like I just love that connecting with people. I love that you
Same.
do that. And like that's why when me and Ash go out together, like we're both like
We're not. I gotta start
we're
giving
social
you.
butter.
You know what we should do? My dad always tells me this because I always keep forgetting that I
Mhm.
need to just bring my business cards. I have to have a thing of business cards in each one of my bags, just to have, just in
Yeah, you
case.
should, especially yeah,
But
for
we
your
should make a business card for the pod.
that's a great I not us thinking of ideas right now. That is a great idea because people, when we go out, they're like, y'all are kind of funny.
And I'd be
I'm
like, oh,
like,
really? We got a pod. Here you go.
listen to our
Scan it, and it'll
podcast.
go
Yeah,
straight to
YouTube,
Spotify.
Spotify, Apple. Thanks.
Nah, we're on it.
We'll give you
We're
a
on
few
it, y'all.
episode recommendations. No, I'm kidding. That's a
Facts. What's your
great
type of topics? What do you like? Dating?
dating.
Funny?
Funny.
Serious? Therapy session? We got you. We
We got
got you.
you. We got you covered. Um, yeah,
But
I
it's
think
true. Yeah. I think I love that part, honestly. And I wish I did it more. But I also don't put myself environments to do that. When we go out, we put ourselves in environments to talk, to connect with people. I mean, that's what everyone's kind of there for. Have a good time,
Yeah.
listen to music, and talk to people. So maybe if we actually put ourselves in other situations to do so, we might make some friends.
No,
Who would
I
have thought?
completely agree. And I think sometimes like definitely the alcohol makes it a little bit easier
A hundred
to talk it
percent.
up. But I feel like we're pretty social in a lot of settings, so in my opinion,
I
like
think so. I don't
especially
think
when
we
we're
need
together.
alcohol
I think we're
to
kind
do
of
that.
social individually too, but when we're together, like there's something about like
Well, we're a package deal, and
I
everybody
think there's
sees that.
something when you're around like your like like people you're really comfortable with, like it's supposed to make you more social and more
Yeah,
like be when you're by yourself, it's a little bit more like harder.
yeah, it
Because when I
is.
go
It
out with
definitely
like
is.
Asher, like our other, if we're with our whole group of friends, like we're social. Like I'm chatting it up.
Yeah, I'm
I
chatting.
love that. I love those parts. Like there's been nights where we gone out, we connected with so many people. I'm like, oh my god, remember those people? Remember those
Facts.
like twins we met last night? Like
Literally. And I'll
I
just
love
like
that.
randomly remember like certain times, and I'm like, yo, why was I
And we
chatting so
no, and
much, bro?
sometimes we like clown like I think it's just like when we went on Halloween. Did we say that story here? We went up to that random guy
Oh, with the turtleneck,
where we're like, "What's your costume?"
The Rock.
I don't remember if we said this on the pod or
No,
not.
we
But like,
did, we did. I need
oh,
to
we
put it
did, we
as
did.
a snippet.
Okay, yeah, you need to do this because that was so like we're genuine, and the girl was like dancing, and we're like, we're not trying to go for your man's, like we're just trying to figure out what the costume is because what is
Literally.
the costume?
No, but then he said the costume, and then I went to like two other people that were right there, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
he said his costume is this. Do you think it? Do you think he hit that? Do you think he got that or no? They're like, no, I don't think so. Then we started talking to them, and then they were
oh
like
yeah, yeah,
from the
yeah.
UK. It was just
Oh
like,
right, yeah, we were talking from a group from the UK, and they were like, then we were like, chat. I forgot about that. See,
yeah,
exactly. That's how like we. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't want to go out and just dance with like obviously I'll go out and just be with my group of friends. Like, yeah, that's fun.
exactly.
But like, I want to go out and I want to socialize because that's what we're here to
Facts.
do. Like, I want to connect with as many people as like, even though it might not. This might be the last time I see you. I like
Yeah,
to connect with people. I like to chat it up. You know.
exactly. Especially like,
Um.
okay, if it's not a girls' night, like, okay, like let's go out, let's go talk to people. Especially me because
Exactly.
I don't really, everything that I do is some like it's from home. So I really
Mhm.
am not interacting. So like when
No.
we
Yeah.
go out, oh, I'm like, yes. People, friends,
Friends.
drinks, like music, like everything. It's just like that's a perfect environment for me,
I'm so
to
with
like de-stress.
yeah.
So yeah, girl, we need to go out soon.
Yeah, we do need to go out. I completely agree. I
I
miss
can't
that, the
wait. I miss
socializing.
that. Me and Natalia
Yeah,
out. Oh my god. And it's just half the time it's just us. And we be
literally.
vibing and networking.
Networking, vibing, meeting, hyping girls up in the bathroom, like
Period. That's
talking to like
us.
everybody. We're like, "Oh, you trying to get with them? Like, you need
Yeah,
help?"
you're not you got to do this. Come on. And then,
We're like
being random wing woman to people,
random wing women just talking, chatting up with the bartenders. We're
Oh,
like,
the DJ.
I think it's also because the DJ, the DJ hates us most times.
One thing Natalia's
8
gonna
out of 10
do,
times, the DJ's not gonna like us.
I'd say 10 out
Next
of
time we
10.
gotta be like, put basically sisters.
No, literally, I have a video of Natalia. I have multiple videos of Natalia doing this. She'll go on Snapchat, type in the song that she wants, like write it out, and then puts it up so that the DJ can see.
And they don't play it because they're
They
freaking petty.
never play it. They never play the
They never
song that
play
she
it because I'm
wants.
like, and they play some trash song next. I'm like, all right, nobody's
Natalia's
dancing.
like, read the room. Read the room. I'm a better DJ than you.
I'm like, I just request one song. Like, it's not like,
It's not make or break. The whole
don't
set
make
isn't
it.
going to be like
Please.
ruined.
Yeah, no. Anyways, all right. We'll get to the last two tips so we can kind of wrap this segment up. But the last one is don't be too hard on yourself and keep putting yourself out there. I think that's so true because once you start getting too hard on yourself, you're like, oh, like, am I ever gonna make friends? Like, then you're just getting in a negative mindset. You need to be really positive. I know it's harder, easier said than done, but
Yeah.
like, there's so many billions of people. Well, it's like what 8 billion people in this world? I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, even in the U.S., there's like over 300 million people. You know, like there's so many ways to connect with different people. I know it's difficult, like when you're in a small city because like it's like you keep seeing the same people, but
Yeah,
you literally never know what person could just pop into your life. You never know.
that's a
Like
fact.
I don't know. I just feel like, and there's so many ways to connect with people nowadays. Like going back to the positives of social media and technology, we are really blessed. Like we have a lot of ways that we can connect. Um,
Exactly. It's
so
just
and
so easy, even just going on Facebook and look at what
Mhm.
events are happening this
Events
weekend.
just go. Yeah, I think it's just like
Just go what to
connection.
whatever you like.
Yeah, and like if you go to these things and you like it, like genuine connections with like people, like just talking to people can really fuel your soul in just a platonic way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like just
I
talking
agree.
to people, like sometimes I'll have random conversations with people. I'm like, wow, like you really just made my day. Like I don't know what it was about this conversation. Like I wasn't trying to get anything out of it, and it just fueled my soul. Like you were here to make connections. I think that's
Exactly.
what people forget. Like we're really here to make connections.
I agree.
Um and also, like, I want to shout out Bumble BFF really quick because I've met some people through Bumble BFF, and I think it's a great app. Like, I don't know if we've talked about it on here before.
Mm-mm, I don't
Maybe
think
we have,
so.
maybe we haven't. But I've met friends through that app, and I think it's great because, again, like, you can really connect with people who have the same interests as you. You know what I mean? Like, who want to do the same things as you, and it's just gonna be like, I don't know, like you could just find like an activity you both want to do, and sometimes like your own friends like don't want to do that activity and that's okay. Like you can find somebody
Exactly.
else that wants to do it, you know?
I agree.
And I think that also goes in the fact that like not one friend can fill all your needs. Not one person in general. Not one
Except for
person.
me.
I'm weak. But if you think about it, it's like it's so much pressure to put on one person, whether it's your significant other, your friend, or whoever,
Yeah,
to like fill every single one of your needs
I
is
agree.
ridiculous. Like we're not meant to just be around one person our whole lives.
At
You know what
all.
I mean? Like sometimes you need friends. Like me and Ash have things that like we're both like you have things I'm not that interested in, and that I have things that you're not that interested in, and it's okay. It's not like we're holding it against each other. Like we might have a
Exactly.
friend that might be into that, you know,
Exactly.
that we'll find
100%.
like, and that's okay. And that friend could maybe fulfill a different need. So yeah, shout out to Bumble BFF. Honestly, I
Yeah,
wish
I'm
more
gonna
people
download
used
it
it.
low
I
key.
think you should download it. I think it's a really great way to like, and it is hard because like you do have to go on a lot of like friend dates, which can take up a lot of time sometimes.
But
It's
that
like
sounds
hard.
fun.
Yeah, it is. But I feel like, you know what? I forgot. This is the part I was going to mention earlier is the time. The time as adults, because it's very hard to allocate time to people. I think
100%.
everyone has different schedules, and to line up your schedule with somebody is like hard.
And I think that's honestly like one of the things that makes it so difficult as well as
Hmm.
because at least in school it's structured. You have to be there from 8:30 to 3:30 or whatever the time was,
Hmm.
so that's cut out time that you can spend. Yes, you're in class, but there's time where you can interact and it's
Right.
already scheduled for you. Whereas
Yeah.
now everyone has a different schedule. It varies,
Hmm.
all the time. So I think it makes it so much more difficult, even with
I agree.
friends you have already. Like I'm
I
saying
feel.
with some of our friends, it is so difficult for us to find just one weekend where everyone's free,
Yeah.
let alone a whole new person.
Yeah. Imagine that. That's
So
even harder. Yeah.
exactly. So,
So
but
yeah,
yeah, I
I think
might not you giving Bumble BFF a free ad because
I know. I'm giving y'all a
I might have
free
to
ad.
I might have to download.
I think you should. I think it's great.
Well, I
Um,
need to network for the business, so I'm trying to find customers. That might be my way.
I'm weak. Oh my god. Um,
But there's
yeah.
one. It's like for networking too, right? Because they have dating,
They have dating, networking,
BFF, and then
friends.
networking.
They have another one too, I think.
Oh,
Or that might be it. I think it's
I
just
think it was the
networking.
three. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Networking. Yeah.
That might be.
Um,
That might be on there tonight.
you should honestly. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways. All right. Well, I think that's um oh, the last point I think I kind of want to end it on. I mean, you can also add a point too if you want to end it on. I think it's like we can't we need to let go of the idea that we're expecting like these adult friendships to happen naturally. You know, like I
Yeah.
think we're such in like I want it to happen organically, like in so many different ways. And times have changed, society has changed. We're not
Hmm.
kids anymore. Like we're in a different environment. If you really want to meet people that you want to connect with, you need to really put yourself out there and put yourself in these situations, and then you'll meet them naturally. It's not going to just
I
be like,
agree.
I'll walk down the street. Maybe that might happen for somebody, but like for the most part, you really have to put in work to create friendships if that's what you want. So
I agree as well. And I think that goes not even for just friendships, but dating too. Like,
dating.
you definitely have to put yourself out there and
Hmm.
put yourself in environments that you actually want to be in. And
Hmm.
then, oh, that would be a good place to meet someone.
Right.
Maybe the club isn't necessarily
Yeah.
the only place to meet a
Maybe the
friend or
club.
a significant other.
Yeah.
But, oh, I like painting. Go to a paint and sip. Maybe you'll meet someone there.
More sober
Putting it
areas. Try
and put it as like I think you should frame it as I'm going to do these things that I like to do
for me.
and
Yeah.
for me. And if I
Mhm.
meet people that I connect with, then it's a bonus.
Right.
I think that's how it should be framed. Like, do these events, do these things for you, because I know a lot of us don't even try to schedule time for ourselves to do things that we enjoy to do. Go outside
Mhm.
and do things that we like to do.
I agree.
But, I think that's a great way to try to mesh it all into one. Like, yes, I'm doing something for myself, and I might meet, I'm interacting with other people. I might meet a friend. I might meet my man. I don't know. Might meet my husband
You
at the
never
paint
know.
and sip. You never know.
You never know. Honestly, you don't.
So, yeah, I
Um.
agree. Definitely putting
Anyways.
yourself out there and
Yeah.
making it like a point.
Mhm.
Intention is everything,
Yeah.
also, because then that kind of changes your mindset. Because
Mhm.
if I go to the club thinking I'm gonna meet my husband, I might. But if I just go to the club just to go and I have no intentions of anything happening, then
Yeah.
I'm just there
I agree.
vibing. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's a great way. I like that. Um. I think we can end on that. Honestly, I feel that's a great point. Like, just keep putting yourself out there. Don't be too hard on yourself. Like, friends will come. You know.
Exactly. As long as you
And
got a good heart,
yeah.
people will find that. Even if you're
Exactly.
awkward a little,
I
people will look
agree.
past it.
Anyways, we want to jump and do a quick put you on segment.
Yes. Oh my God.
We
It's been a
haven't done
minute.
this in a minute, so
I know. And by the time you guys are listening to this, the playlist will be updated. Because I don't
yeah.
think I've updated it for a minute. First things first, Jack Harlow dropped a new album.
I was literally supposed to talk. Did you listen to it?
I didn't listen to it, but my brother sent it to me and he said it's actually pretty good. So,
There's some good songs on it. I agree. It's not like it's not every song is really good in my opinion, but there's a few.
do you think it's better than the last album?
What was the last one? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
like the last album. Jack Loki fell off,
I know. My Buki.
and I think that was because he was kind of a heartthrob.
Yeah. I think he
And
fell off right after is it First Class?
yeah, I was just about to
That
say that
I think that little snippet that he did really
ruined it.
ruined it for him. And it's just went
That was like
downhill
a
ever
year
since.
ago.
I know.
Because I just
But
have not
yeah.
heard much about him. But yeah, it's not bad actually. You should listen to it.
Yeah,
It's
I
only
want to give
it's
it
not that
a
many songs.
yeah, I want to give it a chance. What else have I been listening to? Honestly, I've just been listening to songs that I've already been listening to. So To You by Mariah the Scientist. Oh my god. I
Oh
literally
wait,
feel
you
like I'm
like Mariah
floating
the
on
Song?
yeah,
Okay,
I
I
feel
gotta
like I'm
listen to it.
floating on a cloud. I don't know why, it's just the lyrics have been hitting different lately. I don't know why. I'm
Yeah.
not even going through anything. But the lyrics be hitting.
Oh wait.
So that one, Hours in Silence, it's just I can't. That's just such a well produced song. I,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. The breakdown, I love it all. Um, Longing For by Jacqueline. That might be my wedding song. I don't know. Don't quote me. And then I don't know. Just been in my Drake bag. I'm trying to see Drake this summer. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
So honestly, if I gotta sell a kidney, I might have to. But he also rescheduled a lot of the shows. I don't know if you heard about that. Like,
No, I
everyone's
did.
pissed. Like, he pushed back a good amount of shows to like September.
Oh shoot.
Not the ones that we were probably gonna go to, but like I know he rescheduled like Atlanta, like the South ones. So I
Oh,
don't know.
interesting.
And I want to figure out which one he's doing when he's doing Toronto, because I would love to go to that one.
That one's gonna sell out really fast.
I know. I'm gonna ask my cousin. Be like, yo, we going?
I'm weak.
But yeah, honestly, that's been about it. I don't know, I've just been so busy lately that I haven't really been listening to I've only been listening to music in the car if I'm driving somewhere,
Hmm.
and that's really it. I haven't really been listening to music just I've been listening to a mix. It's on YouTube. It's the same guy that did that WizKid mix that you guys know I love.
Okay.
I put it on in the background. It's like Afro beats. And it
Hmm.
was from like last year. But when I was working on my business plan, that was like the only thing that was helping me focus, which is crazy.
Oh, really?
And I think it's because I didn't really know all of the songs, so that really
Hmm.
helped. I liked how they sounded, but I didn't know the words. Because I was
Hmm.
trying to listen to Drake while I was doing that. Dumb, because I'm over here singing my heart out. Then I tried to put on some jazz, like coffee shop music. I'm like, I don't like this right now. Like I wasn't in the coffee shop vibe.
Yeah.
So I put that on and it helped. And I just had it on loop because y'all, this
Oh,
business plan
really?
took me forever. Yeah. So I'll put the link to the mix
Okay.
in the show notes. But it was pretty good. I'm like, okay, I might have to follow. He might have gained a subscriber.
My
I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
weak. Okay.
But yeah, that's really been about it. I just been watching things now, like YouTube videos I've been watching, just in regards to like business stuff too.
Hmm.
So that's really been my main thing. No real music yet. Maybe next week. I'm gonna have to listen to Jack Harlow though. I'm gonna give him a chance
Yeah,
because
give it a chance.
everyone was saying on TikTok this is his last chance.
You
Everyone's like,
should.
this is his last
Well,
chance
he
before
blew it
he's
with the
clipped.
last album. I mean,
Yeah,
there was maybe
that
like
album.
3 good songs on it, but
Well, that's what I was trying to do when it dropped on Friday or yesterday. I was like, oh, okay, let me, listen to the last album. Because I like to do that before I listen to a new album by someone. Even with Drake, I
Mhm.
do that all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Um, and I was like, damn, there's not really many songs on here that I like. I like Poison a lot.
I like Poison. I like Little Secret
Yeah,
and Side Piece.
I don't even know.
There's
But
like
then I went
3 on
back to
there.
his first one. Literally every song is a banger on his first one,
Yeah, his first one was good. I feel
except
like
for
he
I didn't
made the
like the
last
one with
one for
Adam
the
Levine.
wrong
I didn't like that
audience.
one.
Oh yeah, no, no.
Yeah, I
Well,
think he
check
went
out
too
this
like
one.
mainstream
He went too mainstream. This one's
with the
this
last
one's
one.
not bad. I listened to it once last night and I was like, "Oh, this actually isn't that bad." I don't know if I loved every song, but it was better than the last
It
album.
might grow on you. I'll
Yeah,
definitely give it a
definitely need
chance
it. Yeah,
this
I can't
week.
give like we said, we can't give a review to an album like right away.
Yeah, but what have you been
Um
listening to?
okay, yeah. So that okay, Bad Bunny's even though Bad Bunny's,
He's on the list. He's on
he's on the
the.
list of controversy whatever. He knew what he was doing when he dropped his last song, Por Ciento.
He ate. He ate, and I'll give
He
him that.
ate with this song. I literally like I'm over here. It's like a Mexican style. They're called like corridos.
Yeah,
Um, I'm over here like I don't like if that a song like that comes on, like I'll vibe to it, like whatever. But it's not like my go-to. I'm over here vibing. Everyone, have you seen the memes on
yeah.
TikTok?
No,
Everyone's
the
like
memes have
the
me
second the
done.
song comes on, like we're putting our hat and boots
Yeah,
on. That's me. Literally, the song is fire, and like you would think, because like Bad Bunny style is so different from that. Everyone's like, how is he gonna like fit in?
yeah.
It fit in perfectly. Did you listen to
Well, that
it?
it just shows how like what good of an artist he is.
First, yeah, he's a great, phenomenal artist. Like apart from all of his controversy, like he very talented with what he does, and like I think we've been knowing that. Like I don't people who are saying like, oh, I'm not gonna listen to his music anymore. Like I would never do that. Like because of like who he's dating. Like I don't really care that much. Like I don't really like
I
as a
think he's
person. I kind of look at him differently,
exactly, but I think
but
he's also given us so much music
yeah,
to the backdrop of our like summer and like
yeah,
events, like things in our life where I think like I can't just like snip him. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he just brings back so many memories from like college when I hear his music or like last summer,
mhm,
or certain things in my life where it's like, I can't just snip you like that, just because
yeah.
of who you're dating. Like,
I
yes,
agree.
I'm looking at you differently, but
And yes, he does. He
the
has said some
music.
problematic things too, like in a few interviews,
Yeah.
which I'm like,
But
okay, like I don't know what he's doing with that.
you
But
said all
regardless,
this after you dropped this music. So I'm gonna
yeah,
keep listening to this.
yeah. But I'm like, regardless, like his music hits. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah.
when summer comes around, it's gonna be Un Verano Sin Ti. Like,
Yeah.
and his Coachella performance was pretty good. Like I saw like snippets
I
of it.
didn't watch it, but I do want to
I didn't
watch it.
watch the whole thing, but I saw snippets. And I was like, this looks pretty. I guess like it's like they were saying that the last weekend too, like he wore all black. That's like kind of like the end of his Un Verano Sin Ti era,
Mm,
which is like everyone's like, oh, I'm kind of sad. Like I don't know
yeah.
what his next era is gonna be, but
I don't know. Rock star.
I don't know.
But that was kind of like the one. I feel like he gave like kind of rock vibes on the one before, the one
Yeah,
with the
he was definitely
truck.
being experimental with that.
I like that one too. That one hits.
Me too. I like that. Like I think he could really definitely create like his own genre,
I
like kind of
agree.
fit into like something. But because that's what Rosalia does, and I think
Yeah.
that's why she's really popular because well, one, she's a phenomenal performer. Like her
Yeah.
Coachella performance looked really good. Like she's a phenomenal performer, very creative, and she created like a kind of like a mix between like reggaeton, punk, kind of like
Mm,
it's like a mix of like, and it's like music that no one's ever heard. So that's why everyone's like very intrigued. And then on top
yeah.
of it is like she's a phenomenal performer. So like there's that. But yeah, anyways. Oh, this one Fade song. There's two new Fade songs. You know, my boy Fade, love him.
I'm not gonna lie. Natalia Loki put me on him. Him
Yeah.
and what's his face? What's the
Jay
other one?
Cortez.
No, no. I put myself onto that. What's the other one? He has the green album cover, and it has like the flowers on it or
Oh,
something.
Eladio Carrion. He's
Yeah,
so good.
he's good. He's good. I'm
He's
not gonna lie.
good.
I be going back. I was like
He
listening the
deserves
other
more
day.
flowers than he does
No,
get.
I was listening the other day. I was like, oh, I really want to listen to like this specific song. So I type, I'm like, you know what? That's how it kind of put me on. I'm like driving, I'm driving around. I'm
Yo,
like,
that
this
Green
hits.
album of his?
Nah, it hits. It
No
hits. I
skips for
can't
me.
lie. I
Swear to
can't
God,
lie.
it's
And
bomb.
the best
There's
part is, don't even know what he's saying. And I'm vibing. I'm bumping.
he speaks in English. He just dropped a new album. I haven't really given the new album that much time, but he was also at Coachella, so good. I love him. But yeah, Fade, love my boy Fade. He dropped one with Sean Paul. Fun fact. Just now, yeah, it was random. I was like, what the hell?
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Remix Exclusivo. I love that song. It came out like a few weeks ago, but I really like it. And then Classy 101 has been like blowing up. Has Young Maiko, which she's like a Puerto Rican artist that's kind of coming up. But
Mm,
yeah, that was a really good song too. But yeah, those are the two songs by him that I've been bopping to. I'm over here trying to think what other songs. I'm gonna be honest, like I've been listening to music, but like not like old. I've been just listening to old music. I haven't really been
same.
discovering.
Same.
Um, oh, I wanted to highlight Kali Uchis. I love her. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, like her vibe. Like I saw her at Coachella. I'm like, she killed it in my opinion. Like she really did a great
She ate.
performance. She
Oh,
she
that's
brought
the
up
one song. The Is it
Moonlight.
For You? No, I
Oh,
love
for
Moonlight,
you,
but
for
it's
you.
For
I was
You,
also gonna. I love for
which
you.
that's because
Uh,
Monet. That
yeah,
was
yeah, she, yeah.
Monet with her
Um,
hard launch.
when they're- that one's. I love that. They just Dawn Tolliver and her like create really good. She's so talented, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like
I
she
really
does
like
not
her.
like. I listened to her, and before I was like, okay, like at first I'm like, she kind of like more just not an industry plant, but like she kind of just like I don't know. But now I listen to her music, I'm like, she is so incredibly talented. Like she has really good music and such a good vibe. Like that's the music I've been kind of listening to. I've been listening to anything like too crazy yet
Yeah,
lately. But there's a Moonlight I wanted to highlight. I love that song. I'm gonna add them to the playlist when I
yeah.
find them because there's just so many by her. Oh, Melting is really good. She just has a lot of good songs. But yeah, I love her. Great, great. I think she's really gonna blow up in my opinion. Like she's
I
really
think
getting
so
the
too.
traction she deserves. But yeah, I'm trying to think. That's about it, low key. Like obviously I'll highlight more music next week, but I don't think there's anything else I have to put the people on to. What about you?
Mm, not to my knowledge. The Knicks.
The Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks. They're going to the semi.
You know what I'm
You know,
saying? We're gonna
we're
go
not
to a
even.
game.
I know we keep saying that.
We gotta look at the
Now the
prices,
now the
child.
prices are not.
Yeah, I was telling Natalia we should have went to a game when they were losing because the
When
prices would have been
the
cheaper. But
prices. Yeah, me
they're
and
gonna
Ashley are
hype.
Knicks
You know
fans.
they're gonna spike that price up. So whatever.
Yeah,
We gonna go though.
we definitely will. Okay, with that then we will. I guess catch you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening.
We
Again,
missed you
sorry we went on.
guys.
Yeah, we miss you guys. Sorry we went on a 2 week hiatus.
Hiatus.
But we're back. And yeah, we got more content coming, more guests coming in the future. So
Yep.
yeah. And if you guys ever have a topic idea, definitely let us know.
Yeah,
DM us,
let us
whatever.
know.
Like,
Or if you want us to do something again, part two or something,
yeah, let us
we could
know.
do that. So,
But yeah, with that, I hope you guys have a very blessed week. And yeah,
yeah. Love you
just
guys.
love you guys too. All right, we'll
Have a
catch you guys
great.
next week.
Not love you guys too. Love you guys too. I wasn't talking to you.
You said love you guys.
Oh, and you're saying, oh, I love
Love
you
you. I
guys
love
as
them.
well.
Yeah, yeah, as well.
We'll clip
Not
that.
Ash trying to come at me for my English. Okay.
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying, you know how like people say like, oh yeah, enjoy your meal to the waiter, and you go,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
you
too.
too.
Oh, you thought it was one
That's
of
what I
those.
thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Anyways. All
Anyway,
right.
yeah.
Well, with that, catch you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of
Hasta
your
la
day.
vista, baby.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.